This is very, very disappointing indeed, especially coming from a man who set himself up at a pedestal, set standards he said people in public life should follow. Today, running away from the piercing gaze of the headlines today camera. Tonight on Centrestage, we've put together people who've been largely sympathetic to the Aam Aadmi Party cause. And I must tell our viewers that once again, no official representative from the Aam Aadmi Party has been sent on Centrestage. This is a story Kejriwal and his party are hoping will just go away. They're brazening it out. They don't even have the courage to answer simple questions. Let's just take this one by one. And I have some very specific questions because Arvind Kejriwal has been responding on Twitter. He's been retweeting. He's been running away from the cameras. But I have some questions for you, Mr. Kejriwal. Who removed Somnath Bharti's name from the Top Sites LLC registry details? Let's take the second question. We showed earlier this website was registered in the name of Somnath Bharti. Those details have been changed. It needs to be investigated when that happened, why it happened, who did it. Did Somnath Bharti know about this? And I must say at the outset, I don't have the answers to all these questions. This is why, in the same manner in which you're ordering a probe against Reliance Industries, you want Gadkari probed, you want everyone else under the sun probed, in the same fashion, you, Mr. Chief Minister, must order a probe and let the answers emerge. I'm putting out some more questions. Were registry records changed as a consequence of the expose that's been put out because Somnath Bharti knew he was getting into politics, because he knew he might get into trouble with his past? Were these details changed as a consequence of that? Why is Arvind Kejriwal not ordering a probe into charges against Somnath Bharti? If you've got nothing to hide, order a probe, lodge an FIR, get an independent retired judge to probe, let the truth emerge. For all you know, and I met Somnath Bharti this afternoon at the Delhi Secretariat. We spent about 25 minutes together. His principal contention is that there was an associate who misused his name in the past. I have some questions if that is true. If there is indeed an associate who's misused your name, why has Somnath Bharti not sued him? And why is Kejriwal not raising this question? Is it not double standards to accuse others of all manner of crime, and yet your first instinct is to protect your own when charges are leveled against one of your own ministers? Why this double standards? You should be like Caesar's wife, above suspicion. Say, I have nothing to do with this man. If there are charges against him, let it be probed. This is what you ask for others. Why don't you do that yourself? If Somnath Bharti's associate misused his name, why has Somnath still not sued Paul Ogner? And this is the question that there simply is no answer to. Even if I were to believe for a moment that there was an associate who did all of this without the permission of Delhi's law minister, why has this associate not been sued? Why has a case not been filed against him? Let's just take you through some of the other important factors, And I want to take you through the legal notice. Somnath Bharti was live tweeting during Centrestage last evening, saying that I've sent a legal notice. So let's take you through the contents of this legal notice. This is what Somnath Bharti is saying in his defense. And I sat and I counted through those 5 pages. There are only questions. There are no answers. Not a single substantive question that has been asked has been answered. But this is what Somnath Bharti is asking us. Just take it from the top once again. Question number 1. What time were the guests invited? And I want the Centrestage panelists for tonight to listen very carefully to these questions. What time were the guests invited? What time did they confirm? That's the next question. How was the invitation sent? How was the confirmation received? This is what Somnath Bharti's defense is. This is what his legal argument is. These are the questions he wants us to answer. Provide details about the information received from Conrad Longmore. Next question, sorry. When did you get in touch with Conrad Longmore? He's got some more questions. What information was shared by Conrad Longmore with you? Now, this is what is being said in defense of Somnath Bharti. None of the substantive issues about the association with Top Sites, about this dubious associate who Somnath claims misused his name and identity and perpetuated this fraud, and why no action has been taken against him. None of those questions have been answered. These questions instead have been asked.